Oh, we're going back in time, back to 1967 on today's episode of Baseball King Collectibles. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the show. So glad to have everybody with us once again. New subscribers, thank you for joining me. In case you don't know, I do everything on this channel. We're in everything, sports collectibles, memorabilia, autographs, baseball cards, celebrity autographs, football, basketball, anybody autographs. I'll have over 10,000 in-person autographs. I do baseball cards on the channel. We open up shorts. We have baseball pack a day. I open up on shorts. Oh, geez, what am I missing? From wrestling to have a playlist of over 100 in-person wrestling autographs. You name it, we do it on this channel. So you know all that already, but the newcomers don't. So it's important. Like and subscribe, everybody, please, if you haven't yet. Please, it really does help. The algorithm, YouTube makes me say that, so I have to say that every video. And look what I got. 1960, a box of 1967. That's right. I don't know which series it was. Just pinups on both sides. Brooks Robinson. Why Brooks Robinson? Why Brooks Robinson in 1960? This side we get some advertisements for the stuff we could buy. Oh, the gift center. Look at that. The Bazooka Gift Certificate Deal Catalog. Right, I'm reading it backwards, upside down. There you go. Yeah, wow. Look at all that stuff. I'll zoom in. You can get all that. Look at that. Wow. Anybody ever get any of these things? I mean, you know, free for. I mean, you get enough Bazooka comics or whatever it was. Send them in wrappers. I don't know. But anyway, why Brooks? Why Brooks on the cover? 1967, coming up to 66 year, they just won the World Series, the Orioles. Okay, so I get that. But why Brooks? Why not Frank? Right? He was Triple Crown winner. But back in the 60s, you know what? The black and white thing, it was still a thing, guys. 1967, it was still a thing. It really was. I mean, I lived it. I was there. I know it. I grew up with it. So that's the only reason I could think it was Brooks. You got a better reason than that. He didn't have a big year in 66. Frank did. So why is Brooks on the cover? You know, whatever. And who's this guy on the front? I always thought this was Mickey, man. I was a kid. I said, that's Mickey. Hey, it's got to be Mickey. It looks like a Yankee uniform. It doesn't look like Mickey, but, you know, the blondish hair, the muscles, the arms. You know, who else? And 5 cents a pack. Look at that. 5 cents a pack. Wow. Right? Wow. You know, amazing. So how did I get this box? And we're going to go inside. We're going inside to see what's in it, too. There's contents in here. You hear that? it's stuff in here. I'm rattling around. You guys are telling me I'm crazy, probably ruining cards in there, whatever. But that's okay. This is my stuff, my personal items. I can do anything I want with it. I've had this as my original. I'll never sell it. So there is no value to it, even though this box could be, I don't know what the box goes for, 200, 150 maybe. It's in pretty good condition. The top is detached. It fell off after so many years, but you know, it still looks good. It still presents well. And this was how a box was sold in 1967. So how did I get this box? You tell me. How did I get a box, a full box? You know, everyone, you got packs. You got vending machines that back in the day with 5 cards for a nickel. Or you just wanted a pack. It was on the counter. You just grab packs. How many you wanted. And 10 cents for 2 packs, whatever. That's how we did it. How did I get a box? Nobody had boxes back then. There was no such a thing back then, all right? So there's the 67 set. Again, I don't know what series it is, but I think all the boxes were the same for every series. So that's why there's no indication on it. The extra, of course, extra in every pack. All right, every pack you get in the All-Star pinup, which was really cool back then. Every year they gave out something. The year before was ion transfers. They had the stickers. They had coins. So this was really cool. Every year they had something, and I always saved the inserts. I thought the inserts were always so cool, even though they never turned out to be a lot of money. I don't know why. You figure that. Not many of them, right? Less inserts were made than cards. You would think, no, maybe not. Or maybe the other way around. It's possible, but still. Hard to get these inserts in good condition. So how did I get this box? It's a story. Only one person can tell a story, and that's the Baseball King. So if you guys are ready, sit down. It's not going to be a long story, I promise. I'll keep it short. Don't fast forward. It's a good story. You're going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy telling it for the 100th time in my life, maybe more. All right. We're going back, 1966, all right? It all started in 1966 because it connects to how I got this box in 67. I'm at home. It's Sunday afternoon. I'm playing with my friends in the park, a side park we called it. We had all kinds of parks. We lived in a housing development, so we had all kinds of parks inside our own development. So this was the side park on the side of my building, which I didn't play in too often, you know. But I was there that Sunday. We're playing. My friends were playing Ringo Livio. All right, you know that game Ringo Livio back in the 60s and 70s. It was a very, very popular game. And those games that look, no one knows what I'm talking about unless you're over 40 or 50 or 60 maybe. I don't know. Anyway, playing Ringo Livio. Somebody went to go tag me or something, whatever the was, and I went sliding head first well, not really, knees first, I guess, and my face hit into a chain link fence. It was like a 4-foot fence, so you had to climb, to separate the park from the grass. And I went face forward, right in my teeth, my gums. The blood was just pouring out of my mouth, and it was like this. I'm like this. All the other kids, oh no, what happened? So I'm gonna rush back to my house, of course. Go back to my building's right there. Here's the side. It was right around the entrance. Very close, very convenient to get to. So, of course, my parents are not home. All right, it was Sunday. They were out on the town, wherever they're shopping, whatever they're doing. I was a key latch kid. We all had our own keys back then. Parents left us. They were fine. There was no trouble ever. If anything, there was other parents around. So that's what I did. I knocked on another parent's door. They took me in the house, got the blood under control and everything, but it didn't look good. It was like, it didn't look good. My parents finally did come home. Took me to a dentist on a Sunday. We found a religious dentist, a religious Jewish person. They off on Saturdays, so they work Sundays. So I found a religious Jewish dentist, and he patched me all up, gauze. I remember coming home with gauze in my mouth, and this tooth here shot up into my gum. It was gone. There was no tooth there. Where's the tooth, right? Where'd the tooth go? It grew back down miraculously. It just shoved itself back up and grew itself back down. Crazy, right? So that's my tooth story. So how does that get to this? Again, how did it get to the box already? Baseball King, tell us the box. How do you get to the box? All right. So the next year, now, my whole bite was off. It shifted my whole mouth. It did a lot of damage besides just the tooth coming up, which did grow down, thankfully. It worked out good. No damage, no nothing other than that. A lot of blood, but that healed. All right. And all the kids in school, of course, were, all good to me for a couple of weeks. Got me a little advantage. Got me in good with some of the girls that, you normally would never talk to me. So, anyway, how did I get this box? Okay, so next year, 1967, I need braces to control this, get it, everything back, because it was starting to grow, weird. The tooth was coming down, but it wasn't coming in straight. So I need braces. Okay, fine. Just on the top and just up to here. Wasn't a hole, and all that. Not bad. All right, but still, I'm not happy about it. I'm in 7th grade. I'm 10 years. How old am I? I'm 12 years old. No, I'm 11. 1967. How old am I? Oh, I'm in 7th grade. I am 12 years old. Yeah, I'm 11 years old. All right, I'm going to be 11 years old, okay? Coming up on 11. Okay, so how did I get this box? Again, how did I get the box? Okay, so we're walking home from the orthodontist. It was about 4 avenues from my house. We could have took the bus. It was a nice day. We walked it, Me and my mother, we took a nice slow walk. It wasn't a bill. Along the way, there's a delicatessen, there's an ice cream parlor. So I had reasons to walk along the way. Okay, I had other reasons, right? Sure enough, we get a couple of avenues down, and we see a guy named, with a truck, a big green truck he had. It was Wise potato chips on the side. It was a Wise delivery truck. And my mother knew the truck driver. And he happened to be at his garage. He rented out a garage. And a huge garage, 2-car garage. If I could get a picture of it, I hope I can. It would be amazing if there's one left. If not, we don't. But a picture of a 2-car garage. He opens the door. And it's filled. It's filled with all kinds of candy and cookies and anything you would deliver to, back then, more grocery stores than supermarkets. It was more like a grocery store delivery to potato chips and popcorn and all that. All right. But what else did he have? He did have baseball cards, because that's where the vendors sold to the grocery stores, the candy stores. They got them from guys like this. And what was his name? Great name. This man had the greatest name for a cookie and a candy delivery service. His name was Tootsie. I mean, you couldn't get a better name than that, right? So Tootsie and my mother go way back, all right? My mother knew who he was. She recognized the truck. She goes, let's go over to Tootsie. Maybe he's got baseball cards, I suggested. She was looking for candy for herself. My mother was a big candy eater. I said, maybe they got baseball cards. Sure enough, my mother, I'm too shy to ask. I'm not asking nothing. I knew his daughter. I had a huge crush on his daughter. I'm not getting involved. Being in 7th grade, looking for baseball cards, that would be like really childish of me at that time. Nobody over in 7th grade was collecting baseball cards. 6th grade was like the cutoff point. All right. So I'm there, and he had baseball cards. Wow, I couldn't believe it. He had a box of baseball cards. He had this box of baseball cards. So whatever it was, my mother paid. I don't even think my mother paid. I think he gave it to my mother at the time. They were, like I said, they went back to the 1940s, so 1930s even. They were friends from like maybe school or something like that. I'm not sure how they met, but they knew each other for many, 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 many years. So This is how I got this box of 1967 cards. Did the 67 cards last in my collection? No. No. The 68s did. I have a 68 set. I have a 66 set. But the 67s, they were tossed. They got tossed along with the 65 4s and 3s. All right. I saved my 66 and 68 somehow, but they were separately in a different closet. But in 1967, they disappeared forever, my cards. I don't know what happened to them. I know what happened to them. My father and my brother got together, and they said, yeah, we need the space over here. I had a toy chest that was all full with old toys and cards and all that. My brother needed a workbench, a workout bench, so he could, workout bench, so he could practice weightlifting because he was joining the police force. And he had to lift a certain amount of weight, so he was training. He needed that space. There goes my toy chest. There goes the cards. Everything's just gone. Happens. I didn't even realize it until many years later because I wasn't following the cards anymore. They were just in the closet. So, look, let's just hit the top. Let's take a look inside. It's the pinups. Pinups made it. So there's a bunch of them pinups here. I don't want to go through all of them, but we'll go through some of them. Look at this. They're all in its original folding. I didn't do anything to this. They went back and they went back in. It's not something you play with. It's not something you go through over and over the years. So let's go through it quickly. Hey, we'll start off with a good one. It's Hank Aaron. And these are numbered and all. In the old Shea Stadium. All right. Denny McClain. I'll go through these as quick as I can. As quick as I guess. My boy, Killebrew. It's Joe Morgan. Sorry for wetting my lips each time, but I have to. They're tight. Joe Torre. Matty Alou, big star back in the day. One of the Alou brothers, of course. Another Joe Torre. Oops. Bobby Knopp. Or Knopp. That's Bobby Knopp. Everyone said Knopp. It's Tony O. Looking for Mickey, of course. Mickey, Willie. We found Hank. Got to do that. I'm sorry. It's Frank Robinson. He had the big year that year, Robbie. Why wasn't he on the cover boy? Why was he not the cover boy? Right? Denny McClain again. And Al Kaline. Did I get any more? Whoops. Let's go. Oh, Joe Pepitone. I'll do it this way. It's easier, I think, if I do it this way. If I grab an edge here, they're very, not stuck, but they're just very thin. I mean, this is like thin. This is so easily to rip. That's what I said. There's not a rip or tear on any of these. That's why I'm handling these for the first time in, I couldn't tell you how many years. Got a little wetness. We need something. It's Joe Morgan again. And Ron Santo. And I don't think there's a whole set here. These may be just the doubles even. And Joe Torre. I think that's where we started with Joe Torre, right? And Juan Marichal. We didn't see him yet. There's Marichal. Alrighty. Oh, Matty Alou again. And Rico. Is that from? Oh, it's Felipe Lowe's brother. Okay. Back to back. Right. The Alou boys. Jesus didn't make the set. That's not good. Ron Hunter of the Mets. He had an all-star season back in '64. And this was last year. Was he with the Mets even? No, he was with the Dodgers at that point. Mets traded him already. He was a fan favorite. And Willie McCovey, of course. And that's where we started with Hank Aaron. Okay. I know Mickey's in here. He's in there somewhere, but you guys don't want me to go through the wholesale thing, do you? We'll go through it real fast. If I can just find the Mickey real fast. Because that's what you guys are probably looking for. And that's what I'm looking for. I know he's in here. Because I got him so many times. These are all doubles again. I'm just looking through. Here's Alou again. Here's Killebrew again. So these are probably all doubles. And let me get to this pile here, which we do. Oh, this is a thicker pile. This is probably the original, the set. Yeah, consider it here. It's number one, book pal. Number one. We're starting off there. Whoops. You guys are yelling at me. I don't care what they were. Let me see if I can find Mickey real fast here. Let's find Mickey. He's in here somewhere. I got Bert Campaneris. We got Brooks Robinson, of course. Here we go. There's Brooks. Was Mickey number 7 maybe? Is Tommy Agee. An old Yankee Stadium. I love the old Yankee Stadium in the background. Is that old Yankee Stadium? Yeah, it is, of course. All right. Where's Mickey? Where are you? Hi, Mickey. Where are you? I'm going to go through this real fast because we're here way too long. Oh, I got to call you Yastrzemski. Here he is. We'll get Mickey and Yastrzemski on camera here because those are the last of the two big guys I didn't show. All right. Where are you? Where am I? There's Carl. And there's the Mick. And it's in great shape. Other than the fold down the middle. Now, how do you get rid of that fold? You don't. That's how they came. They came packaged like this. So, these are in my collection. Like I said, there's no value. I don't even know what the price of this Mickey is. I'll see if I can find the price on this one. And like I said, it's in breaking. There's the whole set. I got the whole set in doubles and triples of some of them. So, it's amazing, right? The things you collect over so many years. So, like I said, I've had these in my collection since 1967. It's the story that goes with it that really means a lot to me, too. There's a story behind this, and that's why it's so special to me, too. That's why I could never get rid of this. It's impossible. It's connected to my mother getting this for me and all that. I mean, who gets rid of stuff like this? When I sell, you couldn't offer me enough money. I think it's worth about $200 alone. I don't know what the pinups are worth. I'll see what a set goes for. But, guys, this is just a memory that I can't take out of my head. And you guys have your memories too. Don't sell your old stuff. Don't do it. Keep whatever you got when as a kid. Don't sell it. It will really mean a lot to you when you get older. So, and it means a lot to me. And it means a lot to me that you're here and you're subscribed and you liked and you hit the bell and for notifications for the next episode of Baseball King Collectibles. Subscribe.